I've seen some bad things in my life, but that night still sticks with me. It was back in 2020. I'd rented this cabin way up in the mountains, just a few days to unwind with my sister, her husband, and their little girl. Get away from the noise, you know? The road was all gravel, barely even marked on GPS. We brought Duke too, our black lab. My brother-in-law had him since he was a pup. Chill dog, loyal, the kind that just knows what you're feeling. Second day in, the snow started coming down hard. Forecast said it might, but we didn't think it'd turn into a full-blown storm. Wind was slamming the windows like it wanted in. Lights flickering. We had the fireplace going since early afternoon. Then, around 9 p.m., there was a knock on the door. 3 short knocks. Me and my brother-in-law looked at each other. No one should have been out there. Not in that storm. 2 guys were standing outside, wearing thick coats. A little grimy, said they were with the power company, claimed they needed to check something with the lines, showed us some wet ID badges, and smiled way too easy. I didn't trust them. Can't really explain why. Maybe the way one of them looked at my niece, or how he kept his hand inside his coat the whole time. But it was freezing. We didn't want a scene, so we let them in. The second they stepped inside, Duke started growling. Low, steady. He never did that before. He stood between us and them, locked eyes on the guy with the scar above his eyebrow. They acted like they were checking wires by the fireplace, but we knew. It was fake, and sure enough, as soon as we turned our backs, one of them said, "All right, here's how this is gonna go. Sit down, stay quiet." The other one pulled a gun. My sister started shaking. Her kid hid behind the couch. I just froze. One of them tossed me some tape and told me to tie up my brother-in-law. Then Duke moved. No barking, no sound. He just launched himself at the guy with the gun, clamped down on his arm and didn't let go. Then came the shot. It was loud. Duke let out this awful sound, but he bit down again before collapsing. That gave us just enough time. My sister grabbed her daughter and ran for the back room. I swung a chunk of firewood at the other guy, caught him clean, sent him flying into the bookshelf. Everything went crazy after that. I don't remember much. Just Duke's breathing on the floor, and the blood. So much blood. The guys tried to get out, but the front door was frozen shut. They were stuck. My sister locked the bedroom and used the old radio to call the sheriff. Good thing my brother-in-law had fixed it earlier that week. I was shaking, holding the guy's gun now, pointing it at the one who was still standing. He just stared at me, like none of this meant anything. 20 minutes later, the cops showed up, guns drawn, lights everywhere. They arrested both guys without a word. One was coughing blood. The other could barely walk. An ambulance came too, but for Duke, it was too late. He looked at me while I held his head, like he knew, like he was saying goodbye. My niece didn't say a word. She just sat there, hugging a blanket, holding Duke's collar, the one that said, "My beloved dog." Next morning, we buried him right by the clearing. My brother-in-law made a cross from some pine wood. My niece wrapped his collar around it. "So he doesn't forget us," she said. We stayed 2 more days. Didn't talk much. The storm passed, but the quiet didn't. Sometimes I thought I could still hear him walking on the wood floor. But it was just memory. Never went back. My niece is 15 now, still keeps his tag in a little metal box. And some nights, when the wind howls from the north and the cold creeps in, I still see his eyes, focused, brave. Some animals, they understand love better than most people ever will.